He came home early on a quiet afternoon, the kind of afternoon that usually passed unnoticed, and in that single unexpected moment, an entire world cracked open. The house that once felt warm and familiar suddenly felt wrong, heavy with a silence that screamed. What he saw would haunt him forever, not because of what was done, but because of what he had failed to see for so long. Some truths arrive gently, but this one arrived like a storm, tearing through love, trust, and denial in seconds. Before the story continues, take a moment to pause. If you believe in kindness, in protecting the innocent, and in giving life a chance to heal even the deepest wounds, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps stories like this reach hearts that need them. He had never planned to come home early that day. Work ended sooner than expected, and instead of calling ahead, he decided to surprise his family. He imagined his little daughter running toward him, her small arms wrapping around his legs, her laughter filling the house. He imagined his wife smiling, maybe complaining playfully about him not warning her. It was an ordinary fantasy of an ordinary man who believed his life, while imperfect, was safe. As he opened the door quietly, carrying that hopeful picture in his mind, the sound he heard erased it instantly. It was not laughter. It was not play. It was a muffled cry, small and frightened, followed by a sharp hush that felt colder than any scream. His heart pounded as he stepped further inside, each step heavier than the last. The walls seemed to close in, and the air felt thick, almost impossible to breathe. In the corner of the living room, he saw his little daughter, her tiny body tense with fear, her eyes wide and wet. Nearby stood the woman he loved, the woman he trusted with everything, her face tight with frustration rather than care. Nothing was loud or dramatic, yet everything about the scene was unbearable. It was the kind of pain that did not need explanation, the kind that shattered a parent's soul without leaving visible marks. Time seemed to freeze. His mind refused to accept what his eyes were seeing. He wanted to believe there was a misunderstanding, a moment taken out of context, anything that would protect the version of his family he carried in his heart. But his daughter's trembling told the truth. Children do not pretend fear like that. Children do not learn silence unless silence has been demanded of them too often. In that moment, guilt wrapped itself around him, tight and unforgiving. He realized that his long work hours, his exhaustion, his blind trust had built a space where something terrible could hide. He moved without thinking, placing himself between his daughter and the situation, lifting her gently into his arms. She clung to him as if he might disappear, her small fingers gripping his shirt with desperate strength. Her body shook, not from pain alone, but from confusion and betrayal. A child's world is simple, built on the belief that home is safe and parents protect. When that belief is broken, the damage goes deeper than words. As he held her, he felt her heartbeat racing, matching his own, and he knew that whatever happened next would define the rest of their lives. The days that followed were heavy and slow, filled with consequences, difficult decisions, and long nights without sleep. The house felt emptier, even when it was full of people offering help. He replayed every memory, searching for signs he had missed. Moments where his daughter had grown quiet. Times when she flinched at sudden movements. He had dismissed them as phases, as childhood moods. Now each memory felt like an accusation. He understood that love without attention can still fail, and that realization cut deeper than anger ever could. His daughter stopped speaking much after that day. She followed him everywhere, afraid to be alone, afraid that safety was temporary. At night, she woke crying, her small voice calling out in fear she did not know how to explain. He sat beside her bed night after night, holding her hand, whispering reassurances, even when his own heart felt broken beyond repair. Healing did not come quickly or easily. It came in small steps, like her finally meeting his eyes again, or allowing a faint smile to appear when he read her favorite story. He sought help, not just for his daughter, but for himself. He learned that being a parent is not only about providing food and shelter, but about presence, awareness, and courage. He learned that protecting a child sometimes means facing painful truths and making choices that break your own heart to save theirs. The road was lonely. Friends took sides. Family members whispered opinions. But every time doubt crept in, he looked at his daughter and remembered that her future mattered more than anyone's comfort. Slowly, the light began to return to her eyes. It happened in moments so small they could easily be missed. The first time she laughed freely again while chasing bubbles in the park. The first time she slept through the night without nightmares. The first time she hugged him without trembling. Each step forward felt like a victory earned through tears, patience, and unconditional love. He realized that children are stronger than we imagine, but only when someone stands firmly beside them. As months passed, their bond grew unbreakable. He adjusted his life, choosing time over ambition, presence over pressure. He learned how to listen without rushing, how to notice silence, how to read emotions that words could not express. His daughter began to trust the world again, cautiously, bravely. She started drawing pictures filled with bright colors, pictures of two figures holding hands under a big sun. In every drawing, she made sure his hand was holding hers. Just before the ending of this story, take a moment to comment below. Write a single word or sentence for every child who deserves safety, love, and protection. Your comment may seem small, but it carries meaning far beyond the screen. One evening, as they sat together watching the sunset paint the sky in soft shades of gold and pink, he felt something shift inside him. The pain was still there, the memory still heavy, but it no longer controlled him. He had faced the worst moment of his life and chosen love over denial, courage over comfort. His daughter leaned against him, peaceful and calm, and in that quiet moment, he understood that healing does not erase the past, but it transforms it into strength. The ending of this story is not about revenge or dramatic justice. It is about something quieter and more powerful. It is about a father who learned to truly see his child. It is about a little girl who survived fear and learned to trust again. It is about the truth that even after deep betrayal, kindness and protection can rebuild a broken world. Tears may fall at the end, not only for the pain endured, but for the hope that rose from it. If this story touched your heart, if it made you feel, reflect, or hold your loved ones a little closer, please like the video, share it with someone who needs this reminder, and subscribe to the channel. Your engagement helps keep stories of healing, courage, and love alive. Sometimes, all it takes is one story to open our eyes, and one moment of attention to change a life forever.